All right, I'm ready on Garrett. This is case number 194462002. It's recalled because I called it earlier when Ms. Garrett wasn't here. Ms. Stevenson, your appearance again, please.
Janice Stevenson appearing on behalf of Ms. Ayanna Garrett. Ms. Garrett, ma'am, please unmute and tell the judge your full name.
Unmute.
Ayanna Garrett.
What's your middle name?
Monet.
Ms. Stevenson.
So I am going to say, Your Honor, that that Ms. Garrett has been working with Dr. Alexander of CARE. She's been doing anger management with him. I think she met with him most recently last week. She would have met with him tomorrow, but for the fact that he asked her to reschedule due to her current physical condition. So I am going to ask the court to continue to work with Ms. Garrett, Your Honor. I know that
For
this
how
has
long?
been.
For how long? I'm wore out. I'm wore out.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember Miss Garrett. I remember when she came in person. I remember what she told me. I remember. But listen, sometimes you got to put some skin in the game, and you got to, we can't. I can't keep doing this. I'm not going to be. Let me tell you, it's giving Norman vibes. Okay, that's all I'm telling you. It's giving Norman vibes, and I'm not going to be able to do it. I'm trying to work with Miss Garrett. I'm trying to work with you, but I'm not going to be able to do this. There are some things that no matter what you're going through can be obtained. Sitting up straight, coming to court, having your device, that it doesn't matter what a person is going through, unless they are just, paralyzed and got to lay down. Unless they're on bed rest and got to lay down. It's some stuff that can, I mean, I don't know why you're doing that. That's what I'm talking about right there. I didn't ask you to show me your feet, legs, belly, or nothing. A part of your problem is you won't listen. You won't listen. I didn't ask you to prove anything to me. I'm making a statement about the fact of how you have been behaving all day. Whether or not your feet are on the floor, you are leaned forward with your arm to your face. It is inappropriate. It is inappropriate. When you come into the courtroom, you are standing straight up at the podium. Therefore, when you are on Zoom, you should be straight up and ready to attend court. But yet every single time, Ms. Garrett, I have to have this conversation with you, and you do not show any contriteness. You do not show, Judge, I'm trying to do it. Judge, it's hard. You always got a smart comeback and all of that, and I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. I am sick of it. I'm sick of it. So this whole woe is me, and please y'all help me, but you're not cooperating with the help. I'm sick of it. This whole, my grandmother came, or my mother came, I forgot who came. My grandmother came to help me watch the kids. You're sure not showing no appreciation. I'm gonna get it together because they came all the way here to help me. I'm here by myself. Seems like to me, if that's the case, then every time we come on here, it should be smooth sailing. The judge is giving me so much grace and mercy. I'm so thankful. I was going to revoke your probation before, but yet here I am again, giving this same speech to you again. Well, let me tell you something. I'm not going to care about your family more than you do. I'm not going to care about your freedom more than you do. So we might go back to that original statement that you told Ms. McCall that you didn't want to do this and you just want to go to jail. Because guess what? I don't want to do it either. And I just want to send you to jail. So you're either going to come on here with a different attitude or that's what it's going to be. And you're not going to care and I'm not going to care. And it's just going to be two people not caring. The client want to speak, Ms. Stevenson.
Yeah, I guess at this point, Your Honor, I think that the best thing for Ms. Garrett would be to prepare for that meeting with Dr. Alexander. And we would ask the court to continue the matter. I believe that based upon my last, okay, actually Ms. Garrett wants to talk, so.
Yeah, let her talk, unmute, let her unmute and talk.
You're saying no.
All I was just saying was the last time that we met, and I'm not making this an ability. Remind you, I kept coming back because I was unable to make those payments the way I was. You were supposed to set up some type of specialty court. No one never, ever reached out to me. I did all the researching that I could and got all the help that I could within an amount of time. But no one never reached out to me from the specialty court. So I never got no assistance.
I want to know what that had to do with Ms. Garrett in the court.
I'm not hemmed up. I'm on the back of a wall. I'm sitting on the floor. It's not that I'm hemmed up. My body is aching. My back and my body, I have COVID. My body is aching. I'm sitting behind the couch because I can't take the sunlight. Ma'am, I am going through something right now.
Me too.
And I really do apologize, and I really do appreciate the chances and the things that you have helped me do and kept giving me chance after chance. It's not that I'm sitting here begging for chances or I'm saying that I'm unable or I'm not capable, for which I am able to do everything that you're asking me. And I'm trying, like I said, it was just, I never received the help that you said that you were going to allow me to help. You said that you were going to contact some specialty people. I never got those calls from those people, and I'm not using that as an excuse. I just really would have liked it, the extra help that you would offer me the last time when we were on Zoom.
Ms. Stevenson, I mean, I don't know where to go from there.
So in that she does have this relationship set up at this point with Dr. Alexander.
Is she talking about Mr. Patel? I don't know who the specialty people are. So that's what I don't know who the specialty.
I don't know whoever you said that you were
talking to Ms. Stevenson
before.
I'm talking to Ms. Stevenson. Ms. Stevenson, did I refer her to the street outreach court?
I don't think so, Your Honor. I think it was through whatever resources Ms. McCall would have available. I think that's where we're headed.
Let's just see if we can give Mr. Patel her phone number. Because Grace and Mercy running out. Let's give Mr. Patel. Let's give her Mr. Patel's phone number and give Mr. Patel her phone number. And I have not known Mr. Patel not to contact somebody, but it could be the case because no situation is perfect. And Mr. Patel could be getting overwhelmed, just like Mr. Rice is overwhelmed probably with all the people that I keep sending now. But let's just make it happen. So I just put her on in February. We got plenty of time. It's just, are we going to be able take up the plenty of time. All right. Oh, Ms. Stevenson, I'm getting ready to send you this. I forgot to send this to you. Remember, it doesn't have anything to do with Miss. I'll tell you after we finish.
Okay.
All right. So when is Miss Garrett gonna come back to me? After I want to give it plenty of time for Mr. Patel to contact her, for her to contact Mr. Patel, and for her to continue to, I think Miss McCall must have referred her to this other person that you're telling me about.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. So let's get it done.
Are we? Oh, we are live. Okay.
Yeah. 90 days.
Yes, please. Yes,
right.
Your Honor.
90 days. Well, you have her phone number and stuff because she was texting you saying about the
Yes, I do.
situation. So this is July, August, September, October. October, let's come back. October the, want to do the 20th, October 20th or the 13th?
20th, please, Your Honor.
October 20th. And the only specialty people that I think Miss Garrett could be talking about is Mr. Patel. That's the only thing coming to my mind. Otherwise, she would be talking about drug court, sobriety court. And I don't think I was referring Ms. Garrett to sobriety court unless you have some different information.
Oh, I don't. And I know that there was even some, I'm just wondering about the street outreach court because there was some conversation about some type of special assistance, which Ms. Garrett indicated she wanted to work and take care of her family, that she didn't want to have any kind of public assistance or anything like that.
I already have found the job. I'm sorry to cut you off. Miss McCall got me hooked up with some temporary agency. I worked there for 1 week at the zoo, but due to my background, they said that I had to wait until my stuff came back because I had something pending. And when it came back, it was my probation. She said that I needed to get it written off because they really didn't allow people who were still on probation. You had to be either off of paperwork or a felon that already had got just like a closed felon or something, not an open case. You can't be on probation.
So that's probably why we never did send her to the specialty people, because she already had got a job and something else. Let's just connect her with Mr. Patel and let them work that out.
Yep, and I even got proof that I was working as well. I got a pay stub.
All right. October 20th at 10 o'clock.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
You're very welcome. Have a great day. Stay safe. Have a good weekend.
Court is calling 2023 CR 0543, State of Texas versus Wilbert. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Brittany Mitchell for the state.
Defense?
Jason Goss from Mr.
And are you, Mr.?
Yes.
Are you going to have to speak up so I can hear?
Yes.
Counsel, have you received all the discovery and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Villamil, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Your Honor, we are proceeding on count 3 and waiving counts 1 and 2.
Any objections?
No, Your Honor.
Showing you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes.
Did you understand you're charged with the offense of aggravated sexual assault of a child? That's a first-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 5 to 99 years in prison and life and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in, the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, Your
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Honor. Yes, Your
Mr. Villamil, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
No.
Counsel, has your client had a chance to confer with an immigration attorney?
I have conferred with an immigration attorney. I have informed him that a plea to this is, he's actually a permanent resident. A plea to this would be a certain denial of future permanent residency and deportation after serving a prison sentence, which is what he's pleading to.
All right. Mr. Did your counsel advise you of the consequences of pleading no contest or guilty in the application of federal immigration law?
What was that again? Sorry.
I said, did your attorney advise you of the consequences of entering a plea in this cause number, either no contest or
Yes.
guilty, and how that applies to federal immigration law?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did that advice include possible consequences such as deportation, exclusion from the United States, or the denial of naturalization?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand the consequences of entering a plea in this case as it relates to your immigration status?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Sir.
According to the plea, you're pleading on count 3. Punishment is to be assessed at 15 years in the prison. There are no applications. There's to be no contact with the complainants, and there's Chapter 62 compliance. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Here's my question, because I see that affirmative finding of family violence has been crossed through. Is this
Exactly.
complainant his relative or not?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, is that the plea?
Yes, sir.
State, is that the plea?
Yes.
Showing you what's entitled waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State, any evidence to support the defendant's plea?
I know we offer State's Exhibit number 1 and all attachments.
Okay.
Showing you what's entitled wavering consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court has reviewed the same. The court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. Court will find you guilty. Is there a reason I should accept this agreement? Why am I accepting this agreement?
Well, Your Honor, in this situation, what he has pled to is a single count of a single time of sexual assault of a child, which is aggravated sexual assault of a child. He has agreed to do this early on in his process. He is not contesting his guilt, and he is not contesting what's going on. He's agreed to go to prison, and 15 years is a substantial amount of time.
State, why should I accept
Your
this
Honor,
agreement?
Your Honor, the child is very young. She's in therapy right now. I discussed it with the mother. And this is, there is a desire to get closure early on in this case, Your Honor.
So
At this point, we haven't had to re-traumatize the child by bringing her in and talking to her about this case yet.
This case is horrible. And I mean, I know he says he's pleading to a one-time penetration, but from reading this,
He didn't say that. I said it because
Okay.
I was just talking about the legal
Yeah.
issues with that. So,
but I mean, having a child having her brother lick his butt.
that was something that I think was determined that did not happen.
Well, she says that he asked her to lick his butt.
That's a different one. Yes.
What is wrong with you?
Well, Your Honor, I'm not trying to like beat around the bush. She was showing me her crotch, and that's,
And you got turned on.
no, I didn't. I'm telling you, I'm not like physically like, well, I did get turned on, but not, well, after a while, she just kept doing that. I tell her not, you know what I mean? Like,
So you blaming a 6-year-old?
I'm not blaming my
Your Honor, if I
6-year-old.
may, my client was sexually abused when he was a child.
How old is he now?
He's 35 years old now. But the trauma that he suffered as a child has definitely surfaced in a way that is abhorrent. It's in a way that is obviously it's not good. And that's why we are here. And he is willing to go to prison, be a lifetime registered sex offender, almost certainly be deported. He'll never live. He's been in this country since he was 2 years old. He will never live in this country again legally. And he will
So
have to
he's
live
being released after he does his time, released to go somewhere else and deal with his trauma that may result in him molesting some other child?
Well, he has, what he is hoping to do is, as you know, the TDCJ system offers a pretty comprehensive sex offender counseling and treatment. And of course, you know, he will at some point be wanting to go on parole. He knows that he's going to have to complete that to do that. We have talked about it, explained it. He's going to take the opportunity to do that, as well as other programs that are offered in TDCJ. He is motivated to do that. And you know, at some point when he is released, as I said, he's going to go to a country that he has basically never lived in his entire life, which
And
I
what
understand.
country would that be?
Mexico.
They have nice beaches there. So again, we go back to the point. What were you thinking?
Yeah, I can just say sorry, but like the only thing I can tell you is that I didn't like, I try not to hurt her. You know what I mean? Like,
Wait, are you saying that you were molesting her, and as you were molesting her, you were molesting her in such a way because you didn't want her to hurt her?
no, I asked her, you can put this in your mouth. That's it. And she said no. I said, that's fine. Okay, that's it.
No, this is a penetration.
Your Honor, if what he has pled to is, and what he confessed to is by penetrating the anus with his finger.
Mhm.
And he had told the police when they asked him that he told the police that he did that at the time, which is another thing. He was honest with the police. He told them what he did. You know, and at this point, we're asking for this because we have agreed early on not to leave this on a docket, not to go through the process, not to have his daughter have to come in and, as the prosecutor said, be traumatized by this, have to come in and talk to prosecutors, have to get the phone call from the DA's office. They want it done. They're going through a divorce. He's never going to have custody of these children. He's lost basically everything, including the country where he grew up, and he's going to lose his freedom for up to 15 years and for a minimum of 7.5. But as the court knows, parole doesn't happen like that for these cases. They're doing 75-85% of their time. And so he's lost his freedom for more than a decade. He has done a horrible thing, and there's nothing that he can say right now that can explain that. I think the court's questions of him, how he has confessed to you, and now that he has done it, and what
No, he pled no contest.
He pled no contest because I advised it, because there's a civil case going on, but that's a legal advice that he was getting from his lawyer.
Yeah, so I mean, I understand, but he pled no contest. So again, we're back to what were you thinking? Because I'm trying to figure out where you're coming from to figure out whether I should follow this plea or not.
Sorry, Ayanna, I didn't do it. I didn't do it to like hurt my daughter. I tried, I'm begging and telling you, please, I'm telling you, please. I'm not trying to force my hand in her vagina or in her ass. I basically grabbed her and I put my finger where it shouldn't be. That's it. Like I can't, I don't know how to explain.
No, so the way you're explaining it to me, you're making it seem like it was an accident.
No, it wasn't
So was it an accident or not? Because you're telling me you just grabbed her and you're making it seem like your finger just accidentally penetrated the
The
anus.
thing is, I just don't know what she wants. Like, she spreading her legs at me. Like, what do you want me to do? And like, she's spreading her whole vagina at me, like at least 4 or 5 times. Dropping her pants, like literally. Like, it's not like I'm telling you like my actions were right.
I know, I'm just trying to figure out where you are mentally and yes.
So if I grab my daughter's butt and I throw her on the bed and I didn't like forcefully sleep.
Your Honor, at the time, he told police officers that he had put his finger inside of her anus.
So it wasn't accidental. Am I right in assuming that?
He did not tell the police officers it was accidental. I don't think that he's trying to communicate that to the court. We are asking the court to follow this plea bargain. It is obvious that the man has sexual deviancy, and it's obvious all of those things that we have for people who are charged and people who are convicted of this. All of those things we're doing here. He's going to the penitentiary. He's going to be a registered sex offender for the rest of his life. All of those things are what's happening in this situation for people who have this apparent or this abhorrent behavior. He's obviously injured this child, and he understands that. He's signing for 15 years to go to prison because of what he's done.
All right, so this is a life case, honestly. So State, you want to explain to me why the court should follow this 15 years?
Your Honor, this was done, having been in this position, I have seen these cases that languish for 4, 5, 6 years. And I had discussion with the mother, and the benefit of the child was to get this done, have no right to appeal, so the child could move on. It's up to the court's discretion. I'm happy to reconfer with defense counsel as well on this.
All right, if you all want to reconfer, the court would be willing to accept a plea of 20 years, not 15. If you all want to reconfer on that, you can.
Okay.
Or, all right.
Your Honor, 2 things. I'm set in jury trial in County Court 13. They're starting to pick the jury now.
Oh, tell them you're in felony court. I'll call County Court 13.
It's Judge Skinner. It's County Court 13 impact.
I'll call them. So if you all want to confer and see if he's willing to accept 20 years.
I can't talk to my client about something like this in the matter of a few minutes. I mean, this is something that we just asked for a reset. If that's what the court is asking us to do, it puts too much pressure on the attorney-client relationship for me to talk to him in the box about a complete reworking of this plea bargain. I spent hours with him in the jail, going over discovery, doing all this stuff, and this is I'm asking for a new setting.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, recall this for tomorrow.
And if I'm in jury trial.
Oh, tell 13, you need to be here tomorrow.
And have her jury wait.
Yes. This is district court. So I'll see you all tomorrow. Counsel, did you complete your trial? How did that go?
I did.
Okay.
I quit.
Oh, well, congratulations. Oh, yes.
Yes, complete on Friday.
Okay.
On this case,
Mhm.
Judge, the last we were here, the court declined to follow the plea, offered the client 20 years.
Mhm.
We are respectfully, we have given the court reporter payment for the record, and we are going to respectfully file a motion to disqualify the court in this proceeding.
Okay.
So
is your client not accepting the 20 years?
my client is not accepting the 20 years as it's been offered by the court.
All right. Ms. Ferguson, can you put this on the jury trial docket, please?
Your Honor, I've been informed that it will take 4 days for the record, including this one.
And
Oh,
so,
well, whatever date, the first date of jury trial, that's the date of jury trial.
understood.
Okay.
Thank you. Oh, Your Honor, may we put this on the record?
Oh, after the coordinator comes in for
Yes,
jury trial night?
yes.
Hi, Ms. Ferguson, on this case, I need a first jury trial available for this case. All right, court is calling 2023 CR 0543, State of Texas versus Wilbert. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Brittany Mitchell for the state.
Defense?
Jason Goss for Mr.
All right, we were here on July 6th for a plea. The court would not accept the plea. The court informed both parties that the court would accept a plea of 20 years. Defense?
Yes, Your Honor, we wanted to respectfully inform the court that our intent is to file a motion to disqualify the court from this proceeding. And that at this time, the court's offer of 20 years to the client is rejecting because we are waiting for that motion. We have tendered a check to the court reporter in order to get the record. And then once that record is received, we'll file the motion and we can go along that process.
All right, well, your plea deadline date has expired, so the court will not accept any plea bargain agreements in this case. Your jury trial is set for August 8th. And whenever the court reporter is finished with the record, the reporter will be able to give that to you. I do know that there's a backlog, the records that she has from out of Houston and for the fourth court.
Yes, sir.
All right, is there anything else?
No.
All right, thank you. See you back on August 8th for a jury trial. Ms. Ferguson, can you give them a jury trial reset, please?